كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون.
My brothers and sisters in Islam, my khutbah today is directed to my young brothers and my young sisters in Islam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, which is in Bukhari and Muslim, verily, or as a matter of fact, all actions are judged by your intentions. So whoever intends to migrate, for example, for the sake of Allah and His Messenger, then their migration is for Allah and His Messenger. But whoever, for example, wants to migrate for something of this world that he or she wants to attain, or to marry a woman, for example, then their migration is for that which they intended. In other words, the Prophet ﷺ is explaining to us that any action, any imaginable action that you can think of, the reward of it in the end depends on what your intention was in here. The Prophet ﷺ said, ألا إن في الجسد مضغة إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله. Behold, in this body there is a lump of flesh. If it is righteous and good, then the rest of the body is righteous and good. But if it is corrupt, then the rest of the body is corrupt. Behold, ألا وهو القلب. Behold, it is the heart which is inside here. And I don't mean the heart which pumps the blood only, but it is a feeling within here in your chest that when a person is doing something that is wrong, and you get a feeling inside of you that you are doing something wrong, but the people on the outside don't realize, but you yourself do realize, and you know that something's wrong about this. This feeling on the inside is the qalb which you are feeling. This is the qalb which the Prophet ﷺ is talking about. When a person is doing something good, and you can feel on the inside that you are doing it good, then insha'Allah your qalb is in the righteous manner. There are many people who on the outside show that they are doing good. They speak well, they dress well, in the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves and His Messenger has taught. They do actions which everybody will praise them about, and actions which if you were to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with them, then they earn you paradise. But there is a problem that is happening in our time. In this time of lies, this time of deception, the time of the Sheythan, the era of the Dajjal, we have so many trials, so many confusions via the media, in the social network, in the way that we learn our knowledge today, in the behavior and the interaction that we have towards each other. The Shaytan has taken his toll upon many of the young men and young women in order to decorate their bad actions to seem like they are good, and to make good actions look like they are bad. But even further than that, he went to those who are practicing their deen, saying to them, look, people are looking at you. Look what is so famous out there. You can get popular by looking religious. You can get popular by dressing religious. You can get popular by when you pray so well. And when you speak about religion, people look at you and say, wow, this is a knowledgeable person. And so the Shaytan begins to pick at the heart, until all the actions that the person has done are destroyed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always in between the person's actions and their heart. If the actions agree with the heart in a good way, meaning the intentions are good and the actions are good, then you have succeeded. But if the actions oppose the intention, then the actions are destroyed. And this is exactly what the Shaytan, Iblis, he promised his Lord. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, you are an outcast for not prostrating to Adam and obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command, Iblis said to him with all nerve, he said, I shall sit awaiting your servants. Where? I'm going to wait for them on your straight path. Brothers and sisters, do you know what the straight path is? It is the path which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala advised us and guided us to, the Quran and the Sunnah. I will sit awaiting for them right there. That's where I'm going to wait for them. And I'm going to make sure I deceive them. I'm going to make sure that while they think that they are doing the right thing, I'm leading them towards hellfire. To the point where I will make the hellfire I will make them be the ones who will be ignited by the fire. Did you hear a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Wallahi, it shivers the heart. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us and said to Mu'adh one day, Ya Mu'adh, be aware. He said, on the day of judgment, a scholar and a donator of wealth and the mujahid fi sabilillah will be brought. And he will say to the scholar, I gave you knowledge. What did you do with this knowledge? And he will say, my Lord, I taught it for your sake. And he will say to him, you are lying. And the angels will repeat, you are lying. And he will say, you only taught it so that it will be said about you, there goes a knowledgeable scholar, there goes a popular man, there goes the role model for all of us, and you received all these beautiful words as you intended. Then the person who donated will be brought. I gave you wealth. What did you do with it? And he will say, I gave it in your pathway, my Lord. He said, you are lying. And the angels will repeat, you are lying. You only gave it so that people can say, what a generous man he is, or what a generous woman she is. And so it was said. So you have received that reward. And then there is the mujahid fi sabilillah, who gave up his life, who shed his blood, who died on the battlefield. Why? What did you do with this body? And he will say, I fought for you, my Lord. I defended the weak, and I defended your religion. And I fought the oppressors for your sake. Allah will say, you're lying. And the angels will repeat, you are lying. You only fought so that people can say, you are a brave man. And for people to build monuments out of you. So that you may live on in glory in this world. And you have received that. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam tapped Mu'adh on his lap very harshly, causing him to give him attention. He said to him, Ya Mu'adh, do you know these are the first three with whom hellfire shall be ignited? Allahu Akbar. A alim whose knowledge spread throughout the world. He benefited the ummah of the world. Hellfire will be ignited with this person. Person who donated, the person who gave up his life for her life, will be ignited with in hellfire. All because the niyyah inside here was wrong. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the matter is very crucial. Only Allah knows the intentions. And I speak to you from my heart to your heart, wallahi. For what I am about to say to you and bring your attention to, my young brothers and sisters in Islam, I advise myself before you. And only Allah knows who is better than others. And I am not here to judge. Nor am I here to cause people to leave from this khutbah with the mentality or the perception that I am calling you to judge others. Rather, it is the opposite. Let me make it clear. Brothers and sisters in Islam, let me make it absolutely clear that any advice I give today is not to be used as a weapon against others. Nor am I giving you ammunition so that you can go out and look at people and begin to judge them. And then praise yourselves. Be aware. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنِ اتَّقَى. Never praise yourselves in piety. He is the one who knows who is truly pious. And you are not a person who goes out judging people of their niyyah. Let me remind you of an incident in the battle of Badr when a mu'min, or was it the battle of Hunayn, when a mu'min, I believe one of the sahabas, he was fighting on the battlefield and one of the enemies fell to the ground, lost his weapon. And he said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammad Rasulullah. He said, I believe in what you believe in, I bear witness. But the Muslims still killed him. When the Prophet ﷺ found out, he got upset. He said, Ya Rasulullah, he only said it out of fear. Rasul replied to him by saying, Ashaqaqta an qalbi? Did you open up his heart to look inside? This is a person who, for any normal person, you would think, obviously he said it out of fear. But what was the response of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Ashaqaqta an qalbi? Did you open